whatever you want to know about orbs, I'll try and answer.
Nicole has gone on ghost hunting tours just to take pictures and find an orb. I mean, really just to photograph it. Like, she loves them, but she hasn't had any luck. Is there a secret to capturing one on, I would say film, but we don't use film anymore?
Yeah, no. Although they do appear on film, and they have. No, the secret, Nicole, is don't use a phone camera. What I use is a little cheap digital camera. It's actually a Nikon, and you always leave the flash on. The more expensive the camera or the phone cameras, they have way too many filters on them, and they won't capture the orbs. The second thing is set the intent. You always want to be careful about opening yourself up. So you just say, I want to do this work for the highest good, from the highest good. And, when you go on ghost hunting, I don't go to haunted houses and do my work. The best place to get your loved ones and the people in orbs that you care about is in your own environment.
So do you think that we all have orbs around us?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. We all have orbs, just as we all have a guardian angel that, we have from birth till we cross. But, I'll tell you this real quick. I had a friend who had a near-death experience, and she came back, and her gifts were cracked wide open. But we were having lunch one day, and she's doing this. And I said, what are you doing? She said, Nancy, there's so many orbs around your face, I can't see you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is
so. I do what I call orb demonstrations or orb sessions, and I've taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people's photos. But because I have the faith and the belief that the orb's going to be there, they are. I have never, knock on wood, knock on spirit, taken a picture of someone where an orb has not shown up.
Wow, that is incredible. Let me plug the book again. Entering the Light Fantastic, Discovering Life After Life Through Orbs. How did the journey of becoming an orb medium begin for you?
Well, it all started in 2010 when my son, Robbie, passed away unexpectedly 2 days before his 28th birthday.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, but it's amazing how many of us start on these spiritual journeys after a tragedy or a trauma or an accident. But I happened to go to a medium about 6 months after his crossing, and the medium said to me, have you ever heard of orbs? No. What are orbs? She says, well, that's what you and your son are going to be working on. That's his purpose. And so I said, okay. So I thought, well, if that's his purpose, then I better find out about this. So I just started taking pictures, and then it evolved from there. It started with just tiny, tiny little gray spots. And I thought, okay, maybe I'll start an album because this is only going to happen once in a while. Well, then they started happening more frequently. The orbs started becoming bigger, brighter, more vibrant. Then the insides started to develop. And his message, my son's message was, Mom, we're going to help one soul at a time. Me on this side and you on that side. And a lot of times he'll arrange it so that I'm with a parent who has lost a child. So I work with a lot of parents who have lost children. Oh. But I also get, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, animals, even pets.
Wow, this is an incredible story. And how do you tell the difference? Or is there, there is, of course, a difference, but like some people I've showed pictures, orbs to, and they go, that's just dust on your camera lens. What do you say to that?
Well, and it can be. I have a whole thing on my website where I talk about false orbs. I never take pictures in the wind, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's foggy. If I hit a pillow and create a lot of dust and take a picture, sure, I can create an orb. But it's not spiritual driven. When I get an orb, That's from spirit or spirit manipulated. I know it is because I've taken pictures where the face of a loved one is so clear it looks like a pencil drawing,
Wow.
and dust doesn't do that. I can also look at an orb and I'll communicate with it, and it'll give me messages for the sitter of who I'm taking the pictures for. And again, dust doesn't do that.
No.
Orbs will appear. They utilize everything. They utilize color, they utilize placement, they utilize size. So they'll send messages even with where they appear on a photograph. For instance, I had a woman and I was taking a picture of her, and she had just this tiny little orb by her ring finger. And I said, are you having trouble with your hand? Because there's an orb there. And sometimes orbs are there to send healing. And she burst into tears and she said, no. She said, that's the ring I just picked up today, and it's made from my daughter's ashes.
Oh my gosh.
So her daughter was letting her know, thank you, thank you for what you did. So
Right.
the location is important. The timing. I've had orbs appear on anniversaries, birthdays, dates of crossing. So they use dates. And like I said, color, they'll use color too.
And
That's
they're showing they're manifesting as orbs because we're energy. We're all energy, but on that maybe astral plane, that dimension, that's the way the light is vibrating. Is that how you would explain it? How would you explain an orb?
yeah. And you're absolutely right. People ask me, first of all, what are orbs? Well, if I have to take it down to the nitty gritty, orbs are energy. Everything is energy. We are energy. And when we shed our physical jackets, our physical body, we revert back to our essence, which is energy. My hero, Tesla, said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Vibration produces color. So what I'm doing is I'm actually capturing a vibration of a being. Okay, so the next question that I get: who are orbs? And orbs are our loved ones, like I said, our pets, our animals, but they're also angels. They're also beings that haven't incarnated. So if anybody ever said, oh, orbs are just, and they give you a one-word answer, uh, just keep going with it, because I'll tell you, I've been doing this for 10 years and they're still teaching me. They're still revealing who they are, what they are, and why they're here. Why are they here and showing themselves? Mainly because they can,
Yeah.
but
Right.
also because we now have the technology. They can manipulate the vibration of the digital cameras a little bit more than they could the film cameras. And the other thing, and I think you'll understand this, Jenny, we're at a place where we can finally accept the appearance of them and the messages from them.
100%. A hundred
Hmm.
percent. We're definitely shifting into that awakening, I think, place. My friend had his father passed away, and he was like a Reiki master. He was very close to his dad, and the night after his funeral, he was laying in the bedroom with his wife, and they were fast asleep, and he just woke up, and he was poking his wife going, oh my God, look, Lauren. And he grabbed his phone, and I sent the video to Nicole because it was amazing. And just, you could see these orbs just shooting. He's like, hi, Dad. And then they'd go and he'd be like, Dad, come back. And boom, the orb would fly in. And it was like, I have the chills right now describing it. And it was so beautiful and
Yeah.
warming and
Yeah.
healing.
And that's how. Now you have to remember, when we see the orb on a photo, they look flat. They are literally spheres. And I asked my son Robbie, we're in constant communication. I said, why a sphere? And he said, because that's the best way to transport between dimensions with the least resistance. But so people ask me, how do you know orbs are real? If they just appear on photographs? Because I've seen them with my eyes.
Right.
I don't depend on that. I've seen them maybe half a dozen times, but I have friends who can see them with their eyes. So that's when you know it's more than just dust. And
100%.
they're responsive. I mean, I can take a picture of someone and I'll say, hold out your hand and ask the orb to come and sit on your hand. And I'll take a
Wow.
picture and there will be an orb right on their hand. So they hear us. We're in constant communication with the other side, and they're trying to let us know, yes, we're here. Yes, life is continuous. Yes, we are here to help you.
Souls Never Die. One of my
No.
favorite movies too. So, I mean, I had the opportunity to see one in my lifetime, an angel orb in my bedroom. And it was pitch black, dark. And for some reason I felt compelled to turn around. And in the corner was this glowing orb that I can't describe the light because it's not a normal light. It was a perfect sphere, glowing, just pulsating, floating there. And I was like moved to tears, like, oh my God, that's an angel. Much different from the way I grew up as a Catholic, with thinking they're going to have, wings and all these things. But it was something that I wish I got to see still every single day, but once in a lifetime, I'll take it. Nicole, on the other hand, you just need better equipment, and you need the most important thing, intention. Intention is everything. Now, is there any, because I know there's, negative, we're polarized. We have to have negative and positive. Are there negative orbs? Or does it show up as shadows?
Yeah, we live in a world of duality. So, we have light and dark no matter where we go. In the very beginning, I would every once in a while capture an orb. And the best way to describe it was maybe it looked a little bit like a gargoyle inside. So I would just erase it and say, so what you do is you give them no power, and you reaffirm, I do this work for the highest good from the highest good. That's all. I heard one of your shows, Jenny, that you saw a shadow and you just said, if you're not of the light, you're not invited. And it is
Right.
as simple as that.
Oh,
It really
wow.
is. Yeah.
Good.
Now,
That's the only thing I knew to say, and it worked. So I'm going to stick with that one. So I'm glad you're confirming it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I wanted to say, with you seeing that angelic light, I'm assuming that was a white light.
White.
Yeah, and it's not a light as much as it's a brilliance.
Correct.
And those I capture, I call those angelic orbs. And how wonderful that you got to see that with your own eyes. And there's a huge reason why that appeared to you. I don't know if you know it yet, but there was a really big reason.
Wow. No, I should probably investigate that more and do some inquiries as to why. But I just felt blessed and very lucky. What is in your book or on your website? I would imagine your website, you have tons of photos.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, in fact, it's being redone, and I'm adding a bunch of new photos because my second book will be out in a couple of weeks. But my second book has over 120 photos in it.
Okay, what's the name of that book, and can we pre-order it?
The name of the book is, the first one was Encircled by the Light Fantastic. The second one is, the first one is Entering the Light Fantastic. The second one is Encircled by the Light Fantastic. No, I don't have the ability to pre-order, but it will be on Amazon in about 3 weeks.
Well, I will make sure that I promote that on my social media page because I just love what you do. I love that you're working with love and light and serving the good. Entering the Light Fantastic, discovering life after life through orbs. Check out our website, theorbconnection.com. Nancy Myers, thank you for your beautiful work. And I'm so grateful that you joined us today. I really am.
Thank you. And I thank you for the opportunity.